16,000 Americans sell their home every single day. Have you ever wondered what the story of selling your house looks like? Real Estate, The Untold Stories is here to take the uncertainty out of selling by showing the process firsthand with real sellers. Join in with Kanybek Kelli and their family of 7.5 as they share the story of their home selling journey, so you can learn from their experiences of what it's really like to sell a home. Everything in life has a time and a season. In the case of Kanybek Kelli, if we rewind the clock from when we first met, it was just under 100 days ago. When we think about everything that's happened in the last 100 days, it shows the power of what consistent action can do day to day in making things happen if we apply ourselves. When we're on this side and we're looking 100 days into the future, sometimes we're thinking, oh my God, that's so much time, we can do it all in the next 100 days. But then the 100 days come, and perhaps you've had that experience where it's like, where did the 100 days go? In the case of Kanybek Kelli, their entire life, their entire world changed in a matter of 100 days. When they found me on YouTube, I went out there, we agreed to work together, we moved through the listing preparation phase, we had 26 days on the market, we went to contract, and 30 days later, being today, we're closing on their former family home. The home that they and their family had known for 7 years. So right now, I'm on my way over to what is soon to be their former house for one last goodbye. When you're thinking about the one last goodbye, it's an often overlooked part of life when we get ready to sell a house, that we are actually closing a major life chapter, and we're getting ready to use all of our positivity, all of our excitement from closing day to write the new chapter in life. But before we can do that, we need to have some closure, and we need to say goodbye to the place that we've called home for however many years you lived there. In the case of Kanybek Kelli, this is the place. This was their first home they bought together. This is the place that they have raised their 3 boys, and the place that Kanybek Kelli's parents have come to know as home. So when we think through the last 7 years of all the memories, all the dreams, all the aspirations that they had, it's important to take stock just how impactful selling this home is when they get ready to venture into the unknown and the new adventures in their new chapter of life. As we get ready to close out this chapter in Kanybek Kelli and their family's life, I want to say thank you once again with the utmost of gratitude to have the opportunity to work with you. It was so much fun, Kelli and Kanybek, getting to know you and your family, and I know we have formed an amazing friendship throughout this process. It's one that I feel everything that you feel, and it's a process that I'm super excited about as you're starting to make your new dreams your new reality. And today marks that day as we officially close this chapter in your life. We're getting ready to pull up, and we'll be talking with you soon. I'm excited to see you guys, and I just want you to know that you did an amazing and a brilliant job getting your home sold, and I wish you well in a life full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. My friends, I know we'll keep in touch for many years to come, but for now, let's focus on closing out this chapter so you can begin your new one. Kanybek Kelli, thank you for having us over. Today is a super powerful day. This is the day, and here in a few hours,
already tearing up.
this house becomes someone else's home. You've lived here for the last 7 years. Tell us what you're thinking, experiencing, and feeling at this exact moment, and what we're doing here today to help you get closure.
We're excited, we're tired, we're emotional. You know, this is a big deal for us. You know, our children have never known any other home. So we really, you know, we understand the significance of that to our family. And, you know, we're excited for the next chapter, but, you know, it's still unknown.
And we have baby number 4 right around the horizon. So you have baby number 4 that's going to live and learn to live in a new home other than what your first 3 have.
Yes. So that's emotional too. You know, it's time moves on, and it's a little bittersweet.
It's an amazing experience. Every American should go through this.
So why don't we go room to room at your pace, and you reminisce as you need to. and actually thank the house if that's what you want to do. Remember it, because it'll be the last time that you're here. So go ahead and make your peace and closure. And speaking from personal experience, I actually did the same thing with the first home that I sold in Las Vegas, where I actually thanked the house and the memories. I understand it's emotional, and part of overcoming that emotion is the closure process. So at this point, please take it at your pace, and we're just going to follow along, and we're here for you if you need us. If you need a shoulder to cry on, we're here.
So let me show you guys. This is a dining area. There used to be dining, now it's gone, but look how beautiful floor is, you know. Everything here, we've done it, we pick, customized it, you know.
It looks totally different than it did when we first moved in 7 years ago.
So everything here is like reminding of, you know, just how much work, how much love.
Picking out the colors, picking out the styles.
We did everything basically, like color. We talked about how to pick the color. Like we went to with different colors, and we said this is perfect.
Not too dark, not too light, something durable. These are all the things you go through when you're, you know, renovating a house, so to speak.
And Kanybek and Kelli, it was interesting though. The first time I came in here and we met, I could hear the little ones at the door when I first rang the doorbell, and everybody was congregated back here. So even though this was a formal dining room and this is like the family dining, where did you enjoy the most of your family time in this home?
There is not a room in this house that did not get love from every person that lived here. When we first moved in, you know, we used this room for one purpose and this room for another purpose, and as time went on, this room changed the purpose and this room changed its purpose, and literally we have played on the floor with our children in every single room. There's so many memories, there's so many pictures, there's so much emotional baggage that comes with all of this. Of course, the kitchen is always the heart of the house, right? I mean,
well, that's where we fill our belly.
So that's a really important one. I mean, this is where we ate, you know, thousands of meals together. This is where we hosted, you know, lots of family and friends.
As we talked about, you're responsible for so many upgrades in this home. And that also is now called sweat equity, putting your blood, sweat, and tears into a house. So.
But this house brought only joy and blessing, you know what I mean? So the person who will buy this house is gonna get even more in joy and blessings. And this is you know.
The welcome gift.
Welcome gift. This was Kelly's idea. He said, let's do, you know, something nice.
We just wanted something to say, welcome to your new home. And, you know, we leave everything with, you know, good intentions and good vibes for them. And, you know, hopefully they can pick up on that. So,
Okay.
All right. So let's show you guys. This was, you remember this was living room? Man, this is the memory. This is
our wrestling room.
This is the wrestling room. Kids played.
Three boys and daddy. This was also the heart of the house, I guess you could say.
You know what? In a way, this was perfect for us. This emptiness.
Having this open space.
It was so perfect. Like, you can see kids. You can. It was perfect for me. I mean, if it was closed, it would be harder. If person didn't had kids, I would have put a pool table and watch everything, you know?
It would have been the man cave / lady cave.
It would have been the man cave. And all these tiles, this is Kana's sweat equity.
You installed them personally,
He installed them himself. He did a great job. Holidays, especially Christmas, would usually end up being in the front room to accommodate not just our family, but you know, cousins and aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas. And it seemed the front room was most accommodating for that.
We hosted so many people, right?
Happy birthday to you. Thanksgiving's in this room because it was, you know, we have 20 people over and we have huge tables worth of food. We've done Thanksgiving in that room. So yeah, we've done.
You remember another fun thing? When he born or Kanybek born, we actually, after 40 days, we invite people, right? And they all sit over here. And I'm bringing baby over there like Simba.
Oh, like the Lion King.
Lion King, Simba right here. It was
Daddy
like,
picking
you know,
up the son and everybody looking up at the baby.
Baby's coming, you know.
Our boys have probably slept in every one of these rooms at some point in their life. So this ended up being, for the older two boys, their bunk bedroom. And they have transitioned beautifully. They sleep, you know, in the same room. Like I said, we've all played
Used every room.
musical rooms in this house. We've all pretty much slept in them all at some point.
Mom and dad's room, they loved it because they liked the heat. And even summer, he closed the, you know, the AC.
Really?
Yeah.
Like halfway, you know, like because he
doesn't like
because
cold
our
air.
countries are very cold.
That is interesting.
The hottest
Closing off the
planet
AC.
in the-
Yep. And this was Kanybek's, remember, our oldest son's room.
Oh, really? Before your
Very-
parents
Yeah.
moved
Yeah,
over here.
before your
Yes,
parents came, for about maybe a year. Yeah.
And then you bunked them up together?
Yeah. When they were old enough, yeah.
And this is the office. This was another bedroom, but we used it as office.
This was a nursery at one point for
Nursery, yep.
the baby. So he had his little crib here. And that was another hard time for us because it was just us three in this big house, but I was in graduate school, he was working, I was also working, I was pregnant with our second. We never saw each other for 3 years.
It was only day, like once a week we saw each other for half day fully. And the rest for like years we were like working or studying and you know.
Yeah, we worked
So
we worked hard. And this house was not, you know, we hadn't renovated it yet, so it was still not a very functional house, but we made it work.
But it was so big that time when we had 3 people.
A big dysfunctional house is what it was. We knew that whether it was going to be filled with our kids or our cousins or our, you know, family members, we wanted to have a house big enough to accommodate for all of our loved ones. And we did just that. It's exactly what we've done. So we're saying goodbye to the house, but there's many other people in our lives that are also saying goodbye to this house. They're just not here to do it.
Let's go see master bedroom.
Where the magic happens.
Where the magic happens, yes.
So this is master bedroom. I love that everything. This whole master bedroom has, you know, like the way it goes to the bathroom,
Beautiful master
the way
bathroom.
it's master bedroom, and the way it goes to look at the street with the balcony. Is a whole, this area, whole apartment.
This is where we came to escape the
The
craziness that
Yep.
happened in the rest of the house. This was our little spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we first moved here, we didn't even have a bed. We couldn't.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So
We
seven.
were broke when we moved here, so we didn't have any furniture at all. We had one love seat couch and a table, and we slept on a mattress, like an air mattress, for about 3 months. It was all a process.
I
Amber.
mean,
It
we
was-
grew in this house, right?
Yeah.
Came
7 years. I
7
mean,
years.
you
We
guys.
didn't have anything. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
So much has changed.
So much change in life. Yeah.
So many of us experience that, where whether it's your first apartment, your first house, depending on where you live and what you're able to do. I've had a really nice blanket once upon a time that was my own mattress.
Yes.
That was rolled out for like 6 months as I
yep,
saved up
yep.
the money to buy the bed.
Yep.
And it's so interesting because every life has a story. That's what we've
Yep.
talked about so
Yes.
often throughout this process. And to go back just 7 years, not even a decade,
Not even a decade.
not even 2 decades, your life is completely different. You had one 3-month-old at the time,
Yeah.
pregnant with another, and now you have baby number 3 and getting ready to go to baby
Still
number
pregnant.
4.
I've been
and
pregnant
still
for 7
right?
years. I
You're
don't
like
know. It
on
just
and off,
keeps
right?
happening.
It just somehow happens. But now you're in such a better position. You've graduated from graduate school. You know, you're an engineer. You guys have whatever you want to do next. And now, guess what? No more air mattress.
We have options.
Yeah. You have your California king bed now, so you don't have to worry about the air mattress again.
Another thing you remind me, you know, the way she's telling, you know, this is something deep secret, you know, why I marry her, you know.
You find out now, right?
You know.
What is it, Connor?
I know what he's
She
gonna say.
said, you know, we talked about, I can tell, you know, we're so matched, you know, many ways. And she said, you know, I'm willing to live with you to be a homeless if needed. And right that moment, I say, you know what, if someone, you know, think about that like that, you know, I'm giving 100 5,000%, you know. So, you know, then, you know, everything become easy. She said, oh, should I go to school? I need to go to school. And are we gonna be okay 3 years? I said, you know what, we're good. You know, we saw each other once a week. Sometimes we didn't even see each other because I come from work at 12. She already sleeps. She goes at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So that sleeping time, we may see it 3 times, but then she's in Arizona.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
I forgot
like you
I told
said-
you that. I don't know if that's still true or not. No.
Well, you know, now it's a little bit different. I don't think, you know.
I could be homeless, but I can't let our kids be homeless.
No,
you
no.
know,
But being, for me, was experience. This is the experience. It wasn't whole problem. For me, it was easy. Do you know why? Like you said, having the kids and doing all the stuff, because I knew my family is, you know, we're doing it together. Our book, will be the book chapter, whole book of 3733 Deer Flat Street. We're gonna say, hey, do you remember that first house? It's gonna be all the best memories, and you know, and we're excited. I mean, I'm like sad, you know, but I'm like really in a way I'm excited to be part of the American history, American
dream.
American dream. American dream is not you win millions of dollars, no, but you go through the challenges. Don't forget what ancestors came here, like all the, you know, her ancestors. I'm the first,
He's
you
the
know,
first generation.
First generation. I mean, I'm the, you know, but her ancestors came, same thing. They fought for the goodness, happiness, and, you know, to do good. And, you know, not everyone talk about that. Everybody talk about, oh, I have millions of dollars. No, but the beginning is way far, and, you know, we're the beginners, and for our kids too.
Part of your life story was meeting each other that has made this possible, going from an air mattress,
Absolutely.
buying a house, having now a growing family, and now opening up an entirely new book. It's almost like we're closing one book to open
Exactly.
a new book
Yeah.
and begin new
It's a
chapters
sequel.
moving forward. It's a sequel,
Yeah.
starting out at a different level, but the one thing that never changed was your love with each other
Yeah.
and the love for your family. And I just, you know, that's amazing. And it's just, I actually get tingles as I'm saying this because I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, this is so, unfortunately, it's so rare, but it shows that love does truly conquer all.
It does.
And when you focus and you have each other's back, thick or thin, you get through it.
Well, she loves me more now.
Well, we
She gave you 4 babies.
We actually got married after 3 months of meeting each other.
did, yeah.
That's amazing.
So we didn't do the whole 2-3 years dating. And he told me at the time, he said, you know, well, we could date for the next year or two, or we could just be married for the next year or two. Man, you have some interesting lines.
That pickup line worked pretty good,
It
though.
actually works, you know, so I can't say anything because it was like, oh, that's true. We could spend the next year or two as a married couple versus a dating couple. And I wouldn't advise everybody to do that, but it worked for us. So
It worked for us, yeah.
many nights we spent on this balcony, sitting in chairs,
Looking
talking
at
about selling our house.
sunset.
Talking about selling the house. What's next?
You know, we have beautiful sunset here.
I know, but it's bright right now.
Yeah, we have really awesome sunset, Andrew, here.
So yeah, we used to come out here after everybody was asleep. We had chairs and stuff, and we'd drink a cup of tea and talk about our day and talk about our future and,
Right.
you know, laugh and joke and
So as you've been making your way room to room, right? What are you feeling and experiencing? Because earlier, you know, when I first asked you about it, and as we've discussed this on the phone before, you know, you always seem to choke up and get teary-eyed. And I gotta be honest with you.
Yes.
Sometimes, you know, it's like, even now, you can see your face
It's
getting
right on
red,
the-
and it's right there, like you're
it's
trying to
always
hold
right
it in.
there. Yeah, it's always
right
right there. I mean, it's a beautiful feeling. I feel like, you know,
it's
it's-
psychological, actually.
it
was
is.
a good idea, yeah.
I think we need to really acknowledge where we come from, you know, and acknowledge that, you know, this is, you know, we talk about it as a business transaction. You know, we try to leave emotion out of it because when you get emotional about something this big, you can be irrational, right? The reality of it is much different than just the business transaction of it. This is our life transaction. In a way, we haven't done this closure, this, you know, walking around the house, you know, thinking back on the memories. I think mainly just to almost as a self-protection, you know, not to get too caught up in the moment, but it's definitely therapeutic, and
Therapeutic, yeah.
I
I
would
said
say
psychological, but it's
you need it.
therapeutic, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, keeping in mind right now we're about midday, and literally the buyers are going to get recording confirmation, and they're going to be so excited to begin their new chapter in literally a handful of hours.
Yep.
And by the end of today, they'll be
That's
here.
it. Yeah.
And that's it. So I'm glad that we had the opportunity to do that. But as you reflect back on 7 years of living here, where you started, how you came together, have grown the family, and now you think to the future, what are you thinking right now, and what are you feeling? Do you still feel like, did I make the right decision? Are you optimistic towards the future? What are you feeling here?
You know, this is where is entrepreneurship, like, and whole like future dreaming thing kicks in.
Okay.
And you know what? When you dream about something good, to do good, like my dreams is like, you know, help other people, help my family, you know, make even better, you know, bigger, build maybe a house for kids and something exciting. That's a dream that untouched, and it's in your brain. And only way to get through it is just a step that you have to look forward.
It's almost like a sacrifice. You know, like
Yep.
we sacrificed this house for the greater good, I guess you could say, as crazy as that might sound. You know, because without doing that, we wouldn't be able to move forward with our
Yeah.
plans. It's still like, you know, one thing Kana taught me in life is, in his culture, they have a saying that says, you know, be like a guest in this life. Live
Be like
lightly.
a guest in this life?
Yeah. What it means is like, live lightly, you know, don't hold on to things that, just really hold on to the things that matter. And to us, it matters as family. Everything else is, you know, you can let it go. You have to let it go. You know, if you hold on to your house too tightly because you love it so much, you know, one day your house might burn down, you know? I mean,
good point.
it's just, you know, we want to trek through this life lightly so that we have the time and focus and energy on the things that really matter.
That makes a lot of sense. That's very powerful.
It is.
Staying focused on what matters most and not everything else, because it can come and go. Wealth can come and go. Businesses can come and go. But the one thing ideally that never goes, except with you,
Yes.
is family.
The relationships.
And the relationships. Absolutely right. So now that you've had an opportunity to get through the house, walk through, reminisce, what's next?
A nap, maybe?
We don't have time for now.
As much as we want to like just go out and celebrate and, you know, all that stuff, we're pretty disciplined. So I think for us, you know, our celebration more or less might be either delayed or not as over the top as it could be, you know.
Christmas will be probably time when we celebrate everything.
Yeah.
That would make sense
It
because
might
you have
just-
baby number 4 with
Yeah,
you at that
it might
point.
just be tonight, you know, we put the kids to bed and, you know, we have a
Dance.
cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and yeah, we'll
we need cup of
we'll
tea.
dance
I,
and we'll
I
hug
didn't drink
and
for last 3 days.
Oh my
tea.
goodness.
I'm a tea
yeah,
drinker.
yeah.
That's like something in your culture too.
It
It's in
is.
your
Sit
blood.
down.
Like-
I need to, you know, put my tea, make it, and then like
that'll be our.
that's
oh, man.
that's the comment. I tell her, you know, hey, can you drink tea with me? Can you drink tea with me? And she learned now. She gives me that 30 minutes of drinking tea time. You know.
Tea time, recharge time, tea
Yeah.
time.
Yes. So, yeah, we're definitely going to celebrate Andrew, but it's not going to be today.
That's
but
okay.
we're definitely going to pick our kids up from school, and when we take them to the new house, and we tell them, you know, we brought them here last night so they could say their goodbyes, the older kids, because we knew they
Fantastic.
wouldn't be here today. So they had the opportunity to, you know, thank this house, and they were kissing the rooms, and they were very cute and saying thank you house, and you know, so you know, so they're prepared for this, and yeah, we're gonna probably for the next week prepare for the next baby, unpack the new place, and then, you know, life moves on.
Life moves on. That's what I'm hearing through this whole thing too. Good, loving family, focusing on what matters most,
And
and
another
life just
thing-
moves on day by day.
Andrew, it's, you know, we are very glad that we picked you.
Well, thank you.
It's one of the part that still we're talking right now, and we being connected now is not just a, you know, business transaction. It's almost like we gain friend.
Yes.
You know, and I know that anytime I can call you, ask you, right? Question.
Well, you had me down there vacuuming.
come
earlier.
back.
Oh
Yeah,
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 he
So
was helping me back
making
then.
sure we get everything right for the new buyers. You know, she's
No.
Yeah.
Whole this experience we gain friend, you, Mike, and you know, that's just amazing, you know, and the way you helped us, you know, we put
Being
it only
part of our journey.
yeah
we just,
27 days in the market and we sold it. I mean, it's pretty good.
only? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
You know?
with only 22
Only
showings though.
27.
Too. Make sure that
I mean, you did good. Like everybody is 22 showings. I mean, it's crazy. It's not just one; it's 22 times, and
keeping up the intensity of
it-
getting
it
them
was
in.
intense.
I don't think it's every realtors can do that, and I don't think it's a luck. I think it's the what you put on it. It was amazing. It was boom, boom, boom. I didn't mind to clean the house while the people coming in. You said, "Hey, coming in, coming out, coming in." I was like, "Okay, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it." You know, so definitely, you know, you being part of us is so much. We feel
Feel
confident.
like
we
it was
feel
meant
good.
to be. You were part of our
We
journey.
still feel like, you know, you made us feel like, you know, like owners. We're doing ourselves, but it's your help, you know.
Well, I
Your
appreciate you
guidance.
letting me be part of your story
Absolutely.
because that's the purpose, you know, as I shared with you before when we were talking about the initial steps of thinking through this reality show, because it's the first time any of us have done it. It's the first
Right.
time I've done it. It's the first time you guys have done it. And whenever I really was talking and I've been thinking about it for such a long time and so grateful that the first opportunity was with you.
Yeah.
Really, really am. It's always been
You're very
to me.
lucky, you know that.
Yes, now I am very lucky. I am very lucky. You're right. I
We're
am.
very easygoing people, so
You absolutely
know.
are. But you know, it's every life has a story, and you know, and helping so many families. You know, at this point, whenever this video, we're making this right now, 155 families in a career closings in 6.5 years. The one thing that I've noticed is it's always about the story. It's not about the house. It's about how the house fits into someone's life and their story. And that's the part that we don't really see on any network or really talked about is the process that it takes in the journey and how it impacts us in our life. So the fact that you guys are such amazing people, as you said, very easygoing, thank you by the way, right? And you're sharing so openly and honestly. I'm excited for you guys in the future
you.
and to see what you do. So why don't we get Kelly out of the sun?
I know,
I'm
you
watching
see
her
I'm
squint.
baking over here.
I'm watching you bake, yes. It's okay. Group hug, it's okay.
I know. This has been awesome.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our baby's been sleeping there.
I know. Poor
Not
guy's not
crying.
feeling well.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful journey with Kelly Kanybek and their family. We have been through so much. This whole listing process, from the pre-listing phase to actually being on the market to the closing process, has lasted just over 100 days. And the reality of this was, it was all about the game plan that we had moving forward and getting everything right before we went on market. That's how we minimize their pain and maximize their profit at the end of the day. And speaking of profit, as you've seen so much with their family, the biggest profit of all for them is that their family is very much intact through this process, even more in love with each other. And I'm looking forward to keeping in touch with them for many years to come. This isn't the end for Kelly and Kanybek. They're getting ready to start a new journey, and I'm excited for them. Thank you for joining us. One of the things that I've learned through this whole process is that every life does have a story, and it's not so much about the real estate sale itself that counts, in as much as why somebody chooses to sell a house, why someone chooses to buy a house. We all have different dreams, aspirations, and goals, and we have a lot of different challenges to overcome. And therein lies the truth of the sale. With every family at the heart of every sale of real estate, it's really not the transaction itself, it's the story. It's their motivations, it's their dreams, and how a home fits into their lifestyle, that either they choose to purchase a home or sell a home and move on to the next destination. It is the goal of this series to help you make sense of real estate and see over 600 informational videos come to life in a reality show format. I hope you enjoy this series. We had a lot of fun making it.
Coming up next. It's time to meet the Hernandez family,
Ariana, that's a beautiful name.
who are about to buy their first home.
The main reasons, this was the first motivation, but this was a slap on the butt.
What are we looking for? What makes you happy and excited when you visualize your home? Tell me about it.
We're a peacock, watch us fly. We want to have space. We want to have space where we can run and stretch our feet and spread our wings.
And we'll be with them every step of the way.
And now the fun part starts.
With help from loan officer Bill Merrin,
Happy house hunting?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
home inspectors Jeff and Tori Waldo,
Oh, this is leaking.
Very nice to meet you. Are you here to buy a house?
and escrow officer Katie Henry.
Super exciting and special to me when I see first-time homes. That's really cool.
The buying process can be fun and enjoyable.
I'm in the Girl Scout selling cookies, na na na.
I wanted a glitter wall and he won't let me get
Are you
one.
serious?
And the Hernandez family are as fun as you can get. Be sure to subscribe now for when Real Estate, the Untold Stories, shows you the buying process.